We're here. What's going on? We don't shy away from nothing. We here. I know that I won't be able to hang with you guys tomorrow night, and I got to be at work extremely early tomorrow morning, so there's no way that I can do the ride. You guys wouldn't be up when I get up, so this is the opportune time to do it. I realize that all my brothers are on, Boss and Henny and West Coast and Coach Marv and Amp and Lou. I understand they're on, but I got to get mine out real quick. I might even replay this tomorrow about what we just saw. Good evening to everybody. Those of you that are on YouTube channel, the Big Time Show YouTube channel, the YouTube Facebook channel. I'm also on X or Twitter right now. Appreciate all you guys. And then I'm on this new station that I am on, which is a kick. I'm sorry. Welcome to all of you that are here. I ask that you would hit the like button for me. I ask you would do that for me. At least make me happy off that. Because really, I'm not happy at all. I'm not happy at all. Since me lying about it, I'm not happy. I'm ticked. I'm very upset. And this is just my routine. Y'all know I don't sugarcoat it. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It is what it is. Here, as I always say, Cowboys either win spectacularly or they lose spectacularly. It's just no middle ground. It's always, it's always something. Appreciate all of you guys that are on here now. Share it if you can. Listen, hit the like button for me. That's all I'm asking for you today. If you choose to do the Cash App, you can. If you use the Super Chat, that's fine. I'm really not pushing that. Real life, y'all just hit that like button for me real quick. If y'all could just hit it maybe about 20 times, just whoever's in here, just hit it. Try to see. I need people to hear me tonight. I really do. I need people to hear me tonight. Because I got something to say. And it is what it is. I'm sharing right now. I don't know where to start. I don't know. Y'all type it in. Y'all type it in. Where y'all want me to start? I don't really care about. You want me to go with it from a whole perspective, or I mean, I know y'all want defense. I mean, I already know that. We're gonna get to that, but I'll just tell you what. I start off by the whole. All right. Here's the first thing. This is the same old movie. And unfortunately, this movie has been playing for the last 8-9 years, maybe. Here's the narrative. See if y'all agree with me. Here it is. The Dallas Cowboys. What is the national narrative on the Dallas Cowboys? That whether you like it, don't worry about the messenger. So that's a lot of problem when it comes to a lot of things. Just not just sports opinions. It comes to your church. It comes to your people at the job. A lot of people get focused on the messenger and don't lock in on the message. Here's the message, which 9 times out of 10, mostly it's the truth. Here's the truth. And it just didn't start with Coach Schottenheimer. It started a while back. The Dallas Cowboys, they beat up on bad teams, and they always lose to the good teams. That's the national narrative. And for years, we have been waiting on the Cowboys to finally beat, whether it's at home or on the road. We have been waiting for the consistency of the Cowboys, and I don't even care about the 12-5 record. I don't even care nothing about that. When it's time to meet up with teams that kind of play bully ball, the national narrative is that the Cowboys always end up with the short end of the stick. In those games like today, this is nothing new. My mind goes back to the San Francisco game on a Sunday night. My mind goes back to the Arizona game and Pittsburgh game over the last couple of years, the Green Bay game, that we just get bullied. In these type of games, this is what this game represented. I told you guys yesterday what this game really represented. This game gave us a chance to start chipping away at that tree of the narrative that's been built on us. It's the same movie. Also, in those games where we lose, here's what happens. We always forget that we can run the ball. And Dak Prescott presses and throws a couple picks. How many times we seen this? Now, y'all know I'm telling the truth. Y'all don't like because I know all of us mostly in here are Cowboy fans, but we can tell the truth here. We can tell the truth. We are seeing the same movie. It's the same movie. How many picks Dak ended up with? And he's not his fault. I mean, I don't want to say it. I'm just saying it's the same stat line. Cowboys forget that they can run the ball when they obviously can. And then they want to get in the shotgun. And then we have the world famous penalties. How many years have we been going through this? I mean, seriously, it's the same movie. It's the same. It's the same movie, right? The penalties. That's what killed McCarthy. That's what killed. I mean, it goes back. It killed Garrett. It's the same movie, just different face. Same situation. I'm trying to, and it's the same. I'm wondering, is there really a black cat over this franchise? Oh, I look, I don't care. Look, I don't care nothing about Arizona next week. I want us to win, but I mean, we should be predicted to win that game, right? They're a bad team, right? We beat up bad teams, right? Right? It ain't done the only thing that accomplishes us get us back to 500 average. That's what get us there. Then we get the bye week, and then we get the Raiders. Okay, Raiders, another bad team. I'm already fast forwarding. Like, I expect to beat Arizona and the Raiders. I expect this. By that time, we'll be 5-4, and then here come the gauntlet. Philadelphia, the Chiefs, and then the Lions. And in every one of those games, I can go ahead and tell you now, we're going to be the underdog. We won't be favored in neither one of those games. Neither one. Why? Partially because the Cowboys don't beat up. The Cowboys don't beat good teams. When we had a good team, when we had a better defense, we just don't beat up good teams. Why does it seem like that when we play these good teams, I don't care who the coach is, I don't care who the defensive coordinator was, we always seem like we get out-coached? Somebody help me tonight. Somebody. I'm just saying, we don't never beat the real good teams. I don't care nothing about. Look, listen, and I'm excluding the NFC East, even though the NFC East has some good teams in there. I don't care about beating Washington. Shoot, we always beat Washington. That ain't nothing new. I don't give credit for us beating Philadelphia one time. I don't care nothing about that. We always, exception to last year. I mean, it's the same movie. Heading into this week, a lot of us drunk the Kool-Aid. A lot of us got drunk. We thought, okay, now we beat Washington, and we all figured out, myself included, and I still believe this to a point, that the offense is unstoppable. And if the defense, mixes it up, does things, like last week, we possibly can get it. But here was the part that I told y'all about Washington. So let's go back to Washington. I wasn't going to drink that Kool-Aid like that because McLaughlin didn't play. Deebo Samuel didn't play. They had a guy missing on defense. And so they played guys kind of like what we had out for our secondary today. Donovan Wilson didn't play. Wanye Thomas didn't play. We had practice squad guys out there. And, of course, Denver took advantage of that. But so we beat up a depleted Washington team, and we took out Jaden Daniels. But here's the part that everybody got to keep remembering. Now, I know we beat them up. We beat Washington up. But our defense did give up, what was that, 22 points? To a bunch of backups? 22 points. It wasn't Debo out there. It wasn't Terry McLaughlin. It was partially Jaden Daniels. I mean, I didn't give credit. I didn't give credit for it. I was glad we beat Washington. We were supposed to beat them. But I really didn't do it. And judging by looking at today, some of us need to throw up that Kool-Aid. It's the truth. Some of us need to throw up that Kool-Aid. Because the real truth of the matter is that whatever we saw from our defense, ladies and gentlemen, from the defensive side of football, let me tell you, whatever you thought or whatever positive that you got out of it, we are frauds. Again, what difference do it make if your offense score a whole bunch of points, even though they didn't today? What difference do it make if your defense can't stop a nosebleed? If you score 30 and the defense give up 31, I mean, what difference do it make? This has been the narrative for this year. We can't stop nothing. We got ran on. We got passed on. Once again, we made another quarterback that's not that great look like the second coming of Joe Montana. But Bo Nix, 4 touchdown passes, did not get sacked one time. I don't even remember him getting hit too much. I don't remember Bo even hitting the ground except when he ran the ball. I mean, I don't remember him getting hit. Now, if he did get touched, so be it. But I'm just saying, every week we have to make the quarterback look great. Look like they on their way to a Hall of Fame trajectory. We did it with Caleb Williams. We did it with Russell Wilson. We did it with Daniels before he got hurt. I mean, we every week. Bo Nix ain't never looked this good. It's the same narrative. If you want to get your offense back together, go see the Dallas Cowboys. That's the narrative. And they ain't changed it. They haven't changed it. I don't care nothing about the Washington game, what we look like. Yeah, I don't care nothing about the Jet game where we just blitzed Justin Fields. You know, he's the only quarterback that was average that stayed average. Everybody else, we made Bryce Young look like he was the second coming of Warren Moon. And I know I'm asking y'all to hit the like button. I know y'all don't want to hit it, but I'm just saying for those that will, I took my little time before I came on, so I've cooled down just a little bit. So just a little bit. But I'm here to call it like it is. We make every quarterback look great. Exactly. Thank you, Joe. Joe said we made Bo Nix look like the next coming of John Elway. I mean, come on now. Bo Nix ain't had no game like this whole season. Bryce Young ain't had no game like this. Ever since he left us, you ain't seen it. Caleb Williams ain't done nothing. Russell Wilson is on the bench. I mean, who else? Appreciate you, Brett White. Thank you so much. This is ridiculous. Now, let me get to the part that everybody kind of saying. Okay, let me ask y'all this. And I already know the answer, but I just want to see. I'm going to tell y'all what I think, but I want to see what y'all say. So I need y'all participation in the chat on this. Okay, Matt Eberflus. Everybody want him gone. I already know that. That's fine. Okay, let's just say, for instance, that proposition is on the table. And keep in mind, we got Arizona this week. And then we got the bye. And then you got the Raiders in Vegas on that Monday night. So it would make common sense, to be honest with you, that if you're going to fire him, you would probably need to do that tonight if you were going to do it. That way, whoever's taking over gets this week and then get a full bye week. They give the all defense coordinator 2 weeks to go, and then you try everything out with the Raiders, okay? So here's my question to you guys. I just want to see where y'all head at. I'll get to the offense a little bit later. The problem is our defense, but let's just think it. What are y'all doing for a new defensive coordinator? Are y'all saying, okay, so let's say you fire him tonight. What is the solution? I mean, I already know what will probably happen. I know what will probably happen, and it's nice. I need everybody to participate because I'm very interested to see. I got an idea in my head, but I want to see if somebody is with me on this, or I just want to see. Y'all may have a better idea. I'm not trying to say who's right or who's wrong because none of us are the Jones family. Okay, I see one. Jason Chopper says, "Go find Chris Richard." Is Chris Richard even coaching anymore? I mean, is he even in the? I mean, if he's not coaching, how long has it been since he's been out of the league? See, you're not gonna go get nobody off nobody's staff. So let me help some of you out now. If you were going to get somebody, it would have to be from the outside, or the inside. But I just want to see what you first. So far, I only got one idea, and that's Jason, who said find Chris Richard. I love Chris Richard when he was coaching here because Chris Richard was aggressive and intense. Learned under Marinelli. Good aggressive type guy. You know, never seen him call plays, however, from a defense coordinator position, but I like him. JD comes up with I'll go ahead and admit, my second alternative, which I would love. However, the problem would be with Rex Ryan. I love him because chemistry-wise, number one, keep in mind, Rex and Brian Schottenheimer were the offensive and defensive coordinators of the Jets team that went to the AFC Championship game 2 straight years. When Rex was the head coach, Brian Schottenheimer was the defensive coordinator / head coach, and Schottenheimer was the offensive coordinator for the Jets team. Now, and that was with Mark Sanchez as a quarterback. Now, you can say whatever you want to say about that, and it was a little different time, but they had success together. Obviously, you can't take that from them. No, they didn't get to the Super Bowl, but they won playoff games. They went to the championship game, and they lost. So that works for me. I like that. Plus, we all know Rex Ryan is a extremely aggressive defensive coordinator. The man knows defense. The only problem would be Rex is a great coach defensively. No question about that. It's just that it would be such a change because he don't run this cover 2 zone 90% zone mess. That's not Rex. Rex is blitzing. Rex knows a 3-4 defense. Rex knows a 4-3 defense. Rex, of course, runs the 46 defense. Rex runs zones. Rex is a great coach. He will fit. And he's the kind of coach that can fit in because he's so experienced, can come in and at least put something on the field, okay? Got you. That's my second one, JD. Plus, he's from the outside. For those that just coming in, I said it's probably be hard to go to another staff and go pull a coach. So I just think I saw somebody say Al Harris. Al Harris needs a chance. He would love to be D coordinator, but I don't see that happening. That's not gonna happen. It would have to be somebody from outside or the inside. All right. I think that was Shane that said that. Okay, here's my solution. Not saying I'm right. Somebody said Marvin Harris. Marvin Harris will be from the outside, but Marvin ain't been in coaching for so long. I mean, even though I'm saying the same thing about Rex, but Marvin knows the game. But also, here's the thing. Here's the thing about Rex, too. Okay, watch this. Here's the thing about Rex. Rex's personality would be a problem for Jerry. He don't like too many superstars. Y'all know that, right? Rex comes in as a superstar who might just outshine Brian Schottenheimer. The personality is too, boisterous. Rex would want it done his way. Jerry like to put his hands in and, all that type of stuff. I'm just saying, the idea of Rex works perfectly because I know the defense will be better. I'm with you on that. Okay. But I don't think that will happen. It's just two boys. Plus, you got to pay him too. You have to pay him. Rex will probably almost be getting paid $3-4 million barely under Schottenheimer. That ain't football wise. It makes sense. When you add in all the other stuff, nah. Somebody just put in, Brett White says Belichick next year if he leave UNC. Belichick would not work. The reason why Belichick would not work, somebody type this in for me, because Belichick would not come here to be a coordinator. If y'all don't know it, somebody find this out for me real quick. How many wins is Belichick away from being the all-time leader in wins? I think it's less than 5 wins away. I think he's second. He's about 3. I'm not sure, but I know he can get it done in 1 year if he came back to coaching. He'll come back and be a head coach. He won't come back and be no coordinator. No way. No way. Not Belichick. Love the idea. Great mind, of course. Know how, football-wise, yeah. I mean, Belichick would be great, but Belichick ain't coming back to the NFL to be following somebody. That ain't gonna work. That's not gonna work. JD says, how about we trade for Myles Garrett and Jim Swartz? I would love it. Now you're talking. But of course that ain't gonna happen. So I ain't gonna even entertain that. Here's my solution. Our special teams coordinator, Nick Sorensen, who was the defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers last year. I mean, I don't have to tell y'all about the 49ers defense over the years. It ain't nothing changed. Robert Saleh just got back this year. Fred Warner was all pro. You got cornerbacks who was that he would help as far as coaching goes. I don't know if he would stick with this zone stuff. I don't know if he'll just go man. I don't think we can play man really right now. I'm just saying he could fit right in. The players know him right now. He was a coordinator just last season. He seems like the logical choice. If you let Eberflus go now, it's not too much. It's not too much into him. I mean, it's not too much of a turnover at all. The guy's already in the building. He knows the players. Some of them play special teams for him. He was the coordinator for the 49ers last year. The 49ers have always had, y'all know it, good defense. It's an easy, you ain't got to do nothing. You fire Eberflus if that's what you want to do. Sorensen is the obvious choice. He still can do special teams as well. He can do both. I'm quite sure he has an assistant special teams coach. Probably put his hand in that as well. So it's not a turnover. I mean, but if we stay the way we are, ladies and gentlemen, listen. If we stay the way we are, we are going to go down probably as one of the three worst defenses in the history of the NFL. It ain't no doubt about it. It ain't no doubt. It's no question. It's not even I done seen enough. We got practice squad guys playing in secondary now. It gets worse. I don't care nothing about Diggs not playing. He wouldn't have done nothing either. I'm just saying. It's just no. I mean, I don't care nothing about Overshown because everybody wait to Overshown. Look, you're gonna need more than Overshown. We can't stop the run. Today, we got ran over. I mean, Denver could have just ran the ball. That Bo Nix really didn't have to pass the ball. They could have just ran the ball. They would have just drove down the field. We couldn't stop the run. Which is again the same old movie. What have we been saying for the last 7, 8 years? We had the same question at the beginning of every season. Can the Cowboys stop the run? Now when teams decide they want to run it, it's obvious. I don't care. Kenny Clark was out there. Osa was out there. Mozzie Smith was out there. Solomon Thomas was out there. Look, we can't stop the run. I don't need to see nothing else. I see it. I said yesterday, and I thought that this would have been the right scheme because I don't want to seem like I'm a hypocrite or I didn't say it. I said yesterday because of the way that Bo Nix can run the ball. And you want to make it difficult for him because Bo Nix, in my little film study, Bo Nix goes horizontally. He really don't go vertical down the field. Today was just, it's the Cowboys. It's easy. Guys wide open and all that type of stuff. He does not, how many times y'all see that bubble screen tonight? That's what they do. The quick slant. That's what Bo does. He really does not really go down the field. All right? Watch this. I said it yesterday. I said because Bo Nix really can't read the field great yet, that the zone is probably what we need to play. Just to confuse them. Make them throw in the tight windows. See, if you're running man-to-man all the time, that makes it's an easier throw. Plus, if everybody got their backs turned, he can just take off running, which is what I feared the most out of Bo Nix. I wasn't scared of his arm at all, and I'm still not. It's just the Cowboys made it so easy. They made it so easy for him. It was easy. Just like Brian said, we had no pass rush. We steadily rushed 4 and dropped 7. And we got carved up because the holes were so big in the zone that you could have put the Broncos bag-up quarterback in there. He would have looked good. So the obvious need is pass rush. It's obvious. It's obvious. It's obvious. Which leads, of course, to what everybody want to talk about, of course, is the trade deadline. Everybody want to talk about Max Crosby. Everybody want to talk about Trey Hendrickson. Everybody want to talk about, look, haven't y'all learned by now? Y'all been Cowboy fans a long time. Why do y'all fall for this every time? Whenever the names start coming out, look, why would you think that the Cowboys are gonna get these type people? Whenever y'all hear the big names, when have the Cowboys ever got the big names? I got a whole list. Earl Thomas, who ran behind Jason Garrett. Come get me. Y'all remember that? Did he ever make it to us? No. Jamal Adams, when he was good, all pro. Did he ever make it to Dallas? No. The list is huge. Derrick Henry didn't even make the phone call. Bobby Wagner didn't even make. I mean, come on, man. Brought him in for an interview. Let him walk right out the door. No contract offer. Are you crazy? Dan Quinn was his coach. No, he want to play with Dan Quinn. They ain't offering. He didn't even offer. I mean, how many times do we want to? How many times do y'all want to keep falling for the rhetoric when you know that the Cowboys are not gonna do this? They love their draft picks. Y'all know that. And if it's a deadline, even though the Cowboys aren't the ones that are putting it out there, I believe the Raiders are putting it out there more. I think the Cowboys have asked about it. I do believe it. And of course, as Jerry Jones says, you know, deadlines make deals. So we ain't nowhere near the deadline. So why you think the Cowboys gonna make this deal now? You don't make the deal now because you're gonna give up a whole lot. But when people want to get rid of stuff, they'll you know, lessen their stance. If the Cowboys get Max or whoever, I say, okay, it makes us better, but you know, I ain't fit to go crazy over it. Because this defense is horrible, man. You need more than one player. You need more than one player. We need more. We need a player on every level of the defense. We need a player on the line. We need a player at linebacker, and we need a player in the secondary. I mean, I'm not gonna disrespect Bland at all. Bland is a real good cornerback. He's a real good cornerback, so I'm not gonna disrespect him. We have a player in the secondary. We don't have a player nowhere else. Kenneth Clark is pretty good. I like him, but you're not depending on him to be a 1,000,000% difference maker. Like if I said Max Crosby, okay, there's expectations that come with that. If I said Kenneth Clark, you say, okay, can he kind of hold up the double team and can he plug in the run? You know, the expectations are not that high for Kenneth Clark. But I'm not gonna disrespect him and act like he's not a factor. He's a factor. Osa, we paid Osa. I thought with Kenneth Clark, Osa would have a better year than what I'm saying. Osa ain't done nothing. Not to me. I thought Osa would have at least about 6-7 sacks. I thought maybe he'd have a chance to get double digits this year because Kenneth Clark would take up some of the slack. He'll get a bunch of one-on-ones and Osa can go to work because he's a play-making defensive tackle. I ain't seen no plays. Not from Osa. I ain't seen nothing. Not worth me talking about, at least. I haven't seen anything. So we need players. But you're dealing with a franchise that loves the NFL draft. You're dealing with a franchise that loves their picks. You're dealing with a franchise that don't like going after the superstar players. You know, the Rolls Royce type players, not these crackerjack guys. They, depth pieces. That the Cowboys don't like impact players. They don't go after the guys like that unless they're cheap, like George Pickens. A trade like that when teams ready to give up on them. We looked up on George Pickens. We looked up on George Pickens, y'all. He was, people like Pittsburgh saying, "Hey man, y'all just take him. Bye. Just give us a 3rd round pick. We know his potential, but go on. You just let him. Just take him." We looked up on it. Last year of his deal, expiring contract. Those are the type of guys. It depends on what they got. Expiring contract. Oh shoot, the Cowboys on that. He's been injured. Really? A guy has been injured and come back? Oh, we'll take that. We believe we have the type of training staff here that can get him back to what we can get him back to a Pro Bowl level. We'll take the name, only if he's been injured. But a guy that's an impact player, all pro level, Pro Bowl level, consistent, no, we don't go after that. We don't do that. So I don't know why everybody all of a sudden thinking just because we got the money and just because we got some draft capital and all of a sudden you think we going after a Trey Hendrickson or Max Crosby or whatever. No, they may go get pass rush. It just ain't gonna be who you think it's gonna be. They might go after pass rush. It'll be somebody like a Bradley Chubb though. A guy that got what, fourth? I don't know what he did today, but going in today, Chubb had 4 sacks. He's not gonna cost like a Max Crosby would. He's not gonna cost like a Trey Hendrickson would, but he's a good football player. If he comes in, he got more sacks than anybody on your team right now. He I ain't gonna say he's not a difference maker, but he can cause problems. Bradley Chubb is one. You got other guys, the kid from the Jets that's an end that's pretty good. Those are the guys the Cowboys gonna go after. They ain't going for the big fish. They want them fish that be on the shoreline. They don't go deep sea fishing. That's just not us. And if they get Max Crosby, I'll be the first to go in and say, hey, they shocked me. I would say they shocked me. But we need to get some help. Pass rush is gonna have every quarterback in the league looking great. Now let me say something. Let me say something. I know every game is different. I understand. You just can't say just because this happened this week, that don't necessarily mean it's gonna happen next week. I get all that. But let me tell you something. If you're making Bo Nix look good, Kyler Murray gonna look good too next week, right? Y'all know how Geno Smith is with the Raiders. Geno, you don't know which Geno gonna show up. Geno can come in and burn you up. And then Geno can look like straight trash. You don't know which one is gonna show up. The way our season going, we'll get the good Geno. But right after that, y'all, let me tell you something. If y'all thinking we getting embarrassed now, and you don't have no pass rush, let me ask y'all 3 questions. I don't care what y'all say about Jalen Hurts. We got to beat them, though. They the world champions. We talking about the MVP of the Super Bowl. We talking about a world championship quarterback who's won the Super Bowl. Please don't, I don't like the Eagles. I can't stand them. But it is what it is. What you think Jalen Hurts gonna do to us? I mean, considering these lesser quarterbacks. That's the first question. What you think Jalen gonna do? Since we can't get no pass rush, right? We didn't get no pass rush on the first down. We played pretty good. We tackled well. But you let Jalen Hurts just sit back there, he's gonna carve you up, right? Here's my second question. Right after the Eagle game, the great Patrick Mahomes comes to town. Oh my God. You don't have no pass rush on Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid as the play caller. What you think the Chiefs gonna do to us? See, some days you already know. You gonna zone up on Patrick Mahomes? Really? I mean, it make no difference with him home, man-to-man, zone. I mean, when we talking about the great Patrick, yes, the great Patrick Mahomes, yes, great. What y'all think? You think that Bo Nix made us look bad? You think Russell Wilson made us look bad? You think Caleb Williams made us look bad? You think Bryce Young made us look bad? What you think Patrick Mahomes gonna do to this defense? Shoot, Patrick, they might put up 60. I mean, we just let 44 go. We let Carolina score what, 30 some odd points? We just let Denver put 44 against. What you think Patrick Mahomes gonna do? That's question number 2. Okay, come here. I ain't done. Come here. I'm just asking just some questions. What you think Jared Goff gonna do? Who is a zone killer and a man-to-man guy. Detroit scores points. Detroit runs the football extremely well. Jahmyr Gibbs, Montgomery, These guys. What do you think? What do you think? And we playing in Detroit too. Gonna be crazy down there. What in the world do you think they gonna do? Jared Goff is a very good quarterback, extremely good quarterback. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm wrong. I'm about to say something. Let me see. No, he's a playoff winning quarterback. He ain't won the Super Bowl, but he's won. Let me see. They get championship game last year. No, they weren't. They weren't championship game last week. I'm just saying, we better do something defensively, or it's really gonna get ugly. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You better find some pass rush in these next 2 to 3 weeks. You better find some pass rush. I don't know. Does that mean James Houston? If you ain't going to get nobody, does that mean James Houston need to be on the field more? Put somebody out there. Does this mean that your scheme, you need to blitz cornerbacks? You need to blitz safety? You need to find some pass rush. Because you're about to come up on a part of your season now that we all circled when we saw the schedule. We knew that there was going to be a rough spot. We coming up on it now. A lot of us looked at this game. We said the Cowboys going to lose this game. But it's the way we lose. It's the way that we lose, though. Why do we have to play the good teams and then lay a complete egg? I mean, just don't lose. I'm talking about get ripped apart, blowed out. We done seen this too many times. Why can't we just play a close game on the road? Why do we always got to get destroyed? Like we ain't practiced this week. Like we forgot what just happened last week. Let me get to the offense real quick. Y'all watch the game. Can y'all ask me this? We too busy, just like Kellen Moore did, just like Mike McCarthy did. The part that I couldn't stand out of all the night, I said it, that we got to be physical. That's the only way you're gonna beat up a bully. We got to be physical. Can y'all explain this to me? How many times did we get inside the 5-yard line and Dak Prescott is in the goddamn shotgun passing the ball? I mean, matter of fact, we was at the 1-yard line, 2-yard line. And every time Dak is in that goddamn shotgun, they trying to pad his stats. Let's throw a bump. Let's throw a little fade to CD. Let's throw something to Pickens. Let's throw something to Jake. Let's try to get Dak his touchdown so he can keep the narrative. Man, if you don't hurry up and line up and run that ball with Javonte Williams like we finally did, what happened? Touchdown. Why we got to be in the shotgun on 1st and goal, man? Why we got to be in the shotgun on 2nd and goal? That's that Kellen Moore miss. That's that Mike McCarthy miss. I thought that Brian Schottenheimer said we gonna line up and run the football and be physical. Yeah, Javonte Williams scored his 2 touchdowns like that. But I'm saying, why we got to do that all the time? Why? Why we get on the 1-yard line and on 1st and goal? Why we run a quarterback sneak with Dak Prescott? This ain't Philadelphia. This is not the tush push. We don't do that here. Get a ball to Javonte Williams. Why are we even doing? What we in shotgun for? Why you got my offensive line in pass protection from the 1-yard line on multiple occasions? I don't even like that. I almost threw something in my TV when I saw that. That's my problem with offense. So we still got the remnants of a Kellen Moore, Mike McCarthy like offense. Why don't you line up 1st down from the 1-yard line, 2nd down, 3rd down, even 4th down? Man, pound the ball in there. I don't care nothing about Dak Prescott. Dak wasn't gonna win no MVP anyway. He's too hated in the media. Plus we done lost too many games. I mean, so we can forget this MVP stuff. That's dead as of now. You know, lost way too many games. You know, whatever. You got to have MVP moments. This was a game where Dak can really change the narrative. You know, and I'm like I said, I don't want to seem like I'm blaming. It's just that we don't win these type games, and the same results happen every time we play these type of games. Penalties, a couple of picks, forget to run the ball, passing the ball a whole lot, no defense, can't stop nothing, can't make the punter punt. It's the same movie. And it's almost predicted. I can look at it now and say, okay, I can go in the Arizona game and say this. They already lost both their running backs. They're hurt, so we got a third running back in. Kyler Murray is dangerous because he can run the ball. Marvin Harrison Jr. Is dangerous if you let him cook, which seems to be what we do. So Kyler Murray can become dangerous. Okay. The question about Arizona is, can we kind of shut down Arizona? But just based off of what we seeing, I'm already telling you, we gonna beat Arizona. Why? Because it's a bad team. We beat up bad teams. Arizona ain't got no great defense. Oh, I forgot. Arizona has a great tight end. Great. Mr. McBride is a great tight end. So not only do they have Marvin Harrison Jr., they have Kyler Murray as quarterback, and then they have Trey McBride as the tight end. They got some pieces. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead on the limb and say we're gonna beat Arizona because Arizona's not a great defensive team, and I don't think nobody really can stop this offense except when we become one-dimensional and you know we gonna pass it nonstop. That's when Dak presses too much. Okay. Okay. I'm going ahead and say we're gonna beat Arizona. Now I know some of you say every time we play Arizona, that's not a good place for the Cowboys. That's fine. That's true. We didn't have a real good team when we played Arizona a couple of years ago when they came to Dallas. Then whenever we go to Arizona, I don't care what team it is, we never win in Arizona. That is a death place for us. I don't care what Arizona record is. I don't care what our record is. When we play Arizona in Phoenix, that we never come out. And just like Talib just said, Murphy ain't lost in Dallas. That go all the way back to his college days. That's fine. I just think we're better. I know we can beat Arizona, okay? Here's the narrative. All right, right after that, I'm already going on the limb. I don't think it's a limb either. I just feel like those are teams we look good against. Right after that, bye week. That means you get 2 weeks to prepare for the Raiders. You should beat the Raiders, whether it's the road or whatever. Why? The Raiders are a bad team. They've only won, one game this year? We should beat the Raiders. I don't think Geno Smith can, I don't know. We make every quarterback look good, so I don't know. If it's a shootout, so be it. I just think we just got too much. Pray to God Max Crosby don't have a career game against us as if he's still there at that particular time. Because we ain't blocking nobody either. I mean, the offensive line was horrible tonight too. But right after that, y'all, we better win these 2 games. That would make us 5-4? Okay. 5-4-1. And then right after that, may God have mercy. Philly in Dallas. The Chiefs on Thanksgiving in Dallas. And then Detroit in Detroit. Man, look. And those 3 games right there will determine the season for us. just like most of us thought it would when we saw the schedule before we even kicked off the ball. For most of us, when we had that schedule show, we saw that right about there is going to determine how we look at this season's Cowboys. This is coming up. And if they talking about doing something this season, you can't lose to Arizona and the Raiders. I mean, either one. That need to be 2-0. And then you got 2 games at home and 1 on the road. You got to win 2. You got to win 2 of those 3. I don't care, whatever. If you win all 3, of course, that'd be something that nobody ever thought would happen. And then, the confidence will be up and regardless of whatever. But if we lose all 3 of those, my show is going to turn to the draft. JD, you're a draft guy. I'm almost about to tell you, let's go on, get started preparing. I'm going to start looking at drafts. I might as well just come on the show and we do one of them mock drafts right here. And just go on, start it now. Just go on, start it now. This next month will tell us all we need to know. And right now, as we're speaking, I'm saying it right now, we're in trouble. Now, y'all know I'm one of the biggest Cowboy fans in the world. I'm telling you, we're in trouble. Because if I don't see any changes made, why should I get hyped about us really having a chance against somebody like Patrick Mahomes? And we letting Bryce Young and Bo Nix and Caleb Williams and Russell Wilson destroy us. Why should I get hyped thinking that Patrick Mahomes is not going to destroy us? Are you kidding me? We talking about play calling. Andy Reid is one of the best play callers in the history of this game. Y'all know how the Chiefs play ball. They play playground football. They'll just kill us, man. Eberflus defense is just getting carved up. He ain't doing absolutely nothing. Same results every week. Like I told you, I hate to be repetitive, but I said it when we beat Washington. Like, okay, yeah, we beat them, but Debo didn't play. Terry McLaughlin didn't play. Jaden Daniels didn't have his weapons out there. He was playing with practice squad guys. You think we would have beat Washington like that if McLaughlin and Debo would have played? Really? Now I realize we knocked them out the game. Now that could happen because we touched him and he went out the game. But I'm saying if you get Marcus Mariota, McLaughlin and Debo, you think Washington plays better? Got a $2 super chat, man. Thank you, Terry. Super chat available. Terry says, I'm already thinking draft and one guy can't fix us. Hey. I mean, that's why I was saying about Max Crosby. Max Crosby would help. A Trey Hendrickson would help. Bradley Chubb would help. Whoever you going to get, they would help. But the earth, and it don't tilt the balance of the NFC. If you do it, it'll help out tremendously. We need pass rush, man. Dropping four ain't gonna get it. It's obvious. We making quarterbacks that are not just great. We making them look great. Bo Nix had 4 touchdowns today. Just come on now. Bo Nix won't have a better day than today for the rest of this season. Just like Caleb Williams. When I told you that, Caleb Williams ain't had nothing since he left Dallas. He ain't done nothing. Chicago winning, but he ain't had no great individual game like that. Bryce Young, please. I mean, come on. It's just gonna be interesting and see what's gonna be funny is I'm quite sure it's already happened. I just haven't seen it yet. I'm quite sure when I get off, I'll be able to watch it on YouTube or something like that. Quite sure I would say is a response from Jerry. And making all these excuses and justifying stuff and all that type of stuff. Man, I don't want to hear that no more. Tell that to somebody else. I don't want to hear all that. I'm sick of that. I only want to hear about either. I know the injuries are there, whatever, but whether it's the starters or the practice squad guys, it still look the same. The starters getting embarrassed, the practice squad guys getting embarrassed. It ain't no different. Wide open people in zones with the starters, wide open people with the backups. It's the same thing. Busted coverages with the starters, busted coverage with the backups. I mean, come on now. Please, somebody tell me I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. It's the same. It's the same result. Guys so wide open. Guys just doing. Practice half speed throws. Guys that Bo Nick just lofting the ball in there. He can loft it because there ain't nobody coming. Because there ain't nobody near the receiver. Folks don't know what the starters didn't know where they were going in the zone. The backups don't know where they're going in the zone. So it's too much of the same movie. I'm serious. I can't. So why should I have hope when my offense is pretty good? And here's another thing, y'all. We knew this was gonna happen. I said it yesterday. Been saying it. What happens when the offense has quote unquote a bad game? Where they ain't on complete fire for the whole game. You knew this was coming. You knew this was coming when you started playing some real good teams. You knew good and well the Cowboys weren't gonna score 30 every game. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. So what happens when the offense have quote unquote a bad game and the defense don't pick up the slack? This is what happens. You get beat, get your brains kicked in, like you just saw today. It's too much pressure on the offense. They got to score 35 just to have a chance. 30 plus. That's the only way we get a chance. Because the defense gonna give up 30. I'm serious. I have no confidence in this defense. And y'all could try to, when we watch the film this week, we're going to dissect and say what the players should have done. This is where he's supposed to have been. Bad technique here. Bad hand placement here. Shot the wrong gap here. Should have took outside leverage here. Should have moved inside leverage on that. Elam just coming down. He jumping in the wrong place. It just I don't want to go through all that again. I want to know what change is going to be made. And you really don't have the personnel. You really don't. But this ain't going to work. So if y'all want to know what my thing, and I'm closing, I think that Eberflus needs to go. And I think that Nick Sorensen, who is the special teams coordinator of this team right now, but he was also the San Francisco 49ers defensive coordinator just last year. And the 49ers defense have always been stout. Nick Sorensen coordinated that. Had a lot of injuries last year, but the 49ers are known as a tough, rough football team on both sides of the ball. His defenses, they're known for hitting people in a very violent way. He was the coordinator. So the Cowboys have an answer already in-house. Wouldn't have too much turnover, whatever. You may get some couple tweakings here and there. You get them. I think you ought to fire Eberflus today. That'll give Nick Sorensen time this week. You already know some of the players. Some of the players play special teams for him. You already got them in the house. You can put a game plan together for this week against Arizona. And then he also then can build for the bye week. For the Raiders coming up in 2 weeks. That'll give him 2 weeks, really 3 weeks, to get everything together. And me personally, I think that's really the only solution that you really have. Going to get outside people, that ain't gonna work. a coordinator that's coming from the outside will want his own staff, right? What you gonna do with Eberflus staff, defensive staff? I'm just throwing a name out. What if you go get Rex Ryan? Rex Ryan don't know nothing about Eberflus staff. He got his own people. What you gonna do? Fire everybody? You can't do that. You talking about a turnover in 1 week? That ain't gonna happen. So in my opinion, if you're gonna fix it, if you that mad at Eberflus, go ahead and turn it over to Sorensen. I'm cool with it. It's got to be better than what we seeing. Because this ain't gonna work. We in for a very long year. We in for a shootout, praying that the offense can score 35 points every week. That's where we at. And our offense ain't gonna do that every week. It's just not gonna happen. But as of right now, we got to score 35 every week to even be thinking about winning. Our defense cannot hold people under 20, 27 points. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. We can't stop the run. We can't stop the pass. We can't do nothing. We can't. I done seen enough. I done seen this movie too many times this season. Yeah, JD, check him out. I mean, Sorensen was a head. If I'm not mistaken, Sorensen was a head coach as well. I may be wrong on that. It's everybody in mod. We can't stop nothing. We can't stop the run. We can't stop the pass. We can't do nothing. We make decent, average quarterbacks look great. We make good quarterbacks look like Hall of Fame quarterbacks. We can't stop nothing. Every time the running back get the ball, it's 8+ yards automatically. You can't stop the run. You can't stop the pass. It's everybody. Linebackers, linemen, safeties, corners, everybody. Cheerleaders, concession stand workers, is everybody. You can't stop nothing. You can't fire the players, so they're under contract. So you need to change something. The system that Eberflus believes in these players is just not the answer. It's not. It's not. I done seen enough. I done seen too much of the same thing in too many games this year. So the Jet game was fool's gold. The Washington game, as I said, a lot of injuries there on Washington side. That was fool's gold. I don't believe in nothing. I don't think Zimmer would be a good fit, Imad. Zimmer will have to come from the outside. Zimmer runs a different defense, but he's experienced enough that he knows multiple defenses. And I don't know if Zimmer likes certain type of players. Zimmer would know, how to fix it, but I don't. Zimmer would help. Let me say that. He's a good coordinator. But Zimmer don't know nothing about these coaches. And I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. I just think that first thing first, you got to do something. So it's obvious you can't fire the players. So you ain't cutting the players. We got injuries everywhere. So you gotta put somebody out there, whether it's practice squad guys or third string guys. So I mean, we down. The whole safeties, both safeties were gone. Diggs, of course, I don't think he's gonna play he ain't gonna play again in Dallas, if you ask me. Diggs not gonna play. Bland is there. I did see that we called up Zion Childress, young guy. We got Reddy Johnson, who I remember the play where he made a big hit, a physical hit. We're not even physical. I ain't even talking about that. We, for some reason, when we play these big games, we get out physical. I mean, on both sides of the ball. That's another common denominator in all this. We just get out physical. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. We just get out physical. Line get blocked. We can't block nobody. I mean, it just, I don't understand. Just a total. It's a total. I don't see a box that we check today. I don't see a box that we check that we actually beat the Broncos in. I don't see it. I today just a bad. It's a bad sign. And what I'm trying to tell y'all, and just based off years of watching football and based off what I know about other teams that we got on our schedule and know how they play and know how, the mental game is there. A Kansas City Chiefs team, for instance, going to come in loaded with confidence. They got the best quarterback probably in the league on the team. They hot. They ready. They about to make a Super Bowl run themselves. Look, you got a great coach in Andy Reid, a great play call in Andy Reid. And I mean, it's going to be crazy. As much as we dislike the Eagles, guess what? The Eagles are a world championship team. They're the defending world champions who may have just found their answer to get all this mess out. Since everybody say they're struggling, I'd rather struggle winning than struggle and lose. Philadelphia is what, 6-2 now? Okay, 5-2, 6-2, whatever they are. They may have just got rid of their problem. Or they about to find out who the problem was, and that's A.J. Brown. With his crying, complaining, he's a cancer in the locker room. Guess what? A.J. wasn't there today. A.J. didn't play. The Eagles put up, 38 points or something like that today? Look good to me. See? Philly coming in here. Say what you will about Jalen Hurts. I don't think Jalen Hurts is a good pocket quarterback. I think he's incredible. He's a winner, though. He's a winner. He's a gamer, a real game manager type dude who can get you if you going one-on-one with AJ and Devontae, which what happens. And God, I'm not taking nothing from him. I just, when you say top quarterback, his name really just don't come up, at least on my list. At least on my list. But I respect him enough. Respect him enough to know that he can beat you. He's a winner. Been winning ever since, all his life. High school, college, he's a winner. He got a ring on his finger to say he's a winner. Good Lord, he's the Super Bowl MVP. He is a winner. And we can't play Jalen Hurts with this defense we got right now. Even though I hate the Eagles. Seriously. We can't play the Eagles right here. We can't play the Eagles with this defense. They'll eat us alive. They found something with Saquon today. Just in case y'all don't know, I think Saquon had over 150 yards today, rushing the ball. They've been waiting on that. I mean, come on now. I'm not disrespecting the Eagles. I don't like them, can't stand them. But I'm logical. I know what the Chiefs are. Y'all know what Patrick Mahomes is. Ain't no sense of trying to act like he's not. Shoot, the whole AFC go through Patrick Mahomes. Everybody know that. If you want to get to the Super Bowl, you're going to have to see the Chiefs. One way or the other. He owns the AFC. So we know what the Chiefs are. And then Jared Goff will destroy you if you don't put no pressure on him. I done seen that too many years. And they got a loaded offense, especially running the ball. Gibbs and Montgomery are like a 1-2 punch. I ain't brought up the tight end, Laporte. I ain't brought up a Marseille Brown. And Williams, the other wide receiver. Listen, man. Listen, we in trouble, man. Look, I'm sorry. The Cowboys had to fool me. If we don't make no changes and we keep running this same thing out here, I'm telling y'all right now, after the Arizona, we might be in trouble against Arizona because we make bad teams look good. I'm saying we're going to beat Arizona, and I'm saying we're going to beat the Raiders, but we have this tendency to make average quarterbacks look like they just made the Pro Bowl. I'm just saying. So even though I'm very confident that we're going to beat Arizona, because their defense is not that great, and our offense is, and then the Raiders are the only one game this year. I know on any given Monday night or whatever, any given Sunday it can happen. I'm just saying the Raiders are going to play like it's the Super Bowl in a couple weeks on that Monday night. It's in Las Vegas. It's going to be jam-packed in there. It's going to be loud. And the Raiders are going to play above their head, just like most teams do when the Dallas Cowboys show up. It never fails. Even though I believe we're going to beat the Raiders, I'm just saying. We can't stop the run, right? Okay. Ashton Genty. Okay. No, we ain't heard Ashton Genty name all year, right? Right? Those of you that may have him on your fantasy team, y'all tell me, how's he doing in fantasy? I don't have him on mine. I wanted him, but I don't have him. So I really ain't been paying attention to what Genty has done. But if you ain't running the ball well, guess what? You can do well against the good old Dallas Cowboys because they can't stop the run at all. See, we don't know. Can you confidently say that we can stop Ashton Genty? I'm just saying. Can you confidently say we can stop Jahmyr Gibbs in Montgomery in Detroit? Can you say really that Kyler Murray won't have 200 yards passing and 100 yards running? I mean, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like you know, is that gonna be Kyler Murray or is that gonna be Lamar Jackson? And the reason why I say Lamar Jackson put 300 yards up on you. And then Lamar Jackson also run for 100. Is that going to be Kyler Murray next week? I'm just saying. Yeah. I don't have no confidence. Jake said we can't stop Pop Warner. I'm just saying, y'all. And look, I'm gonna look at the tape. I'm gonna be a journalistic. I'll try to find some hope. But it's not a lot of hope right now. It's not a lot of hope. I mean, I'm gonna call it like it is. So I hope I don't lose some of y'all. I hope y'all don't look. If you're on YouTube, I hope that you don't desubscribe or unsubscribe. I'm sorry from my channel because you don't like my negativity. I'm sorry. I just called it like it is. We in trouble. If you follow the Big Time Show on Facebook, I hope most of you have liked the channel. And some of you will follow my channel on Facebook. I hope y'all don't leave me because of my negativity. But I told y'all a long time ago, I try to tell the truth. Here's the truth. We're in trouble. Yeah. We're in trouble. We're in trouble. I've seen enough. I'm serious. Y'all may see something different. And my opinion is not the gold. Okay? My opinion is not, it's just an opinion. That's what you're going to get on every content creator. That's what you're going to get on ESPN tomorrow morning. That's what you're going to get from everybody. And you're going to have everybody say that. But you know what the narrative is going to be tomorrow. The defense is just horrendous. And it is. And we don't, this ain't going to get it, y'all. We're in trouble. I got backups. I got guys that's off the street now. Practice squad guys playing safety. We in trouble. I got defensive tackles who we paid big money to. Osa. We brought in Kenny Clark in here. And this game, he got pulverized too. Call it like it is. That every time the running backs touched the ball, they were getting 7, 8 yards a pop. We in trouble. We in trouble. We in trouble, y'all. And you hate to go and see. Here's the part. We wait so long for the season to start. We be dying almost until the season start. Then we finally get here. We only get 17 weeks of this, and it go by fast, just like now. What's this? Let me see. What are we? 3, 4, and 1. That's 8 weeks. It's almost November. We ain't got too much more of this, and I just hate to have a wasted year. You know what I'm saying? All this hard work I done during the off season, looking at film, draft coverage, studying guys from college and all that, and then you trade away my defensive player, trade away Michael. That's fine. He gone. I'm watching him now on TV. He's gone. He ain't coming back. I get that. And then you don't have really no plan. Your plan was to run a zone defense primarily and only rush 4. And you thought that Dante Fowler, you thought that you think that Sam Williams, who talked all that trash. See, I'm going to start calling chicks in now. I'm going to start calling folks out. Sam Williams, I start with him. Talked all that trash in the offseason. Say this is going to be the year and all that. Sam Williams have done absolutely nothing. What has he done? Mozzie Smith just got a jersey. I mean, what Mozzie got to be now the last person on the depth chart for defensive tackles. He got to be. Ain't done nothing. 3rd year. Everybody say you wait 3 years for a defensive tackle. I done waited 3 years. He getting worse. I'm finna start calling people out. Osa paid him all the money. Paid him like he was a top defensive tackle. You got Kenny Clark in here. You figured that would free him up from double teams and he can go to work one-on-one because Osa is not really a run-stopping defensive tackle. He's a play-making defensive tackle, which means he can go get the quarterback. Lord have mercy. What is Osa done? I almost need to file a missing person report on him because he done got paid. See, what has he done? I ain't blaming nothing on Clowney. Clowney just got here. He was playing PlayStation when they called him. He was playing Madden 26 when they called him. He he's in shape, but he was playing Madden. He's still getting it together, and he's effective. So I ain't gonna blame Clowney. Sanborn brought him in. Sanborn didn't even play the last 2 games. Got a uniform on. Did not play. He's done, and he don't need to play because he was horrible. Murray is trying to learn the Mike position. He's played outside linebacker. He's learning it. But, defensive tackles getting swallowed up. The linebackers are getting clobbered because of a second level blocking off the offensive line, the opposing offensive line. They crushing them. That's what the tape gonna show. I already know it. See? I'm going up the list. Cause I'm feeling like checking right now. I'm see the show over with. I'm checking people now. I'm calling them out. Let me get on up here. Let me see. Shamar James, a rookie. I'm not gonna say nothing about him. He's gonna get better. That's what I'm gonna say about Shamar. Right now, he may be out of position, but he's learning the position. You don't expect an all pro production from a rookie. It don't happen like that. Lil Fowl, I ain't gonna say nothing bad about Liff. I like his motor. And then I know he gonna give his all. I like him. And a lot of y'all waiting on Overshawn. I think you'll have a better with Overshawn there, but shoot, when Overshawn out there, I'm gonna be closing my eyes. Why am I gonna close my eyes? Because he's fragile. Call it like it is. See that right there? Some of y'all mad at me right there. I know. He's fragile. Every time he hits somebody, I don't know if he gonna make it. Seriously. He's just too injury prone. He almost reminded me of Sean Lee. Sean Lee could never stay healthy. DeMar and Overshawn can't stay healthy. He didn't stay healthy in Texas. He ain't stayed healthy since he been here. You'll be lucky if you can get the rest of the year with him. You'll be happy. I think they're rushing him back anyway. I don't think they should bring him back. He already said he playing in the Raider game. So, you ain't going to get him for the Arizona game. You get him another bye week. He said he was going to be prime time on that Monday night. So they've already circled it down, barring any setback. That's fine. I'm scared of Overshawn. I hate to see him have another injury in his legs. And that, how many more times can you have an ACL on the same leg? Okay. Bland. No, Bland has played well. Now, he might be the only one I might give. Bland has played pretty well. Bland, and he's not getting a lot of action because whoever's on the other side over there is getting all the action. Okay. So, Wanye Thomas is injured. Donovan Wilson is injured, so they wasn't out there today. It is what it is. And then, of course, you got Diggs. Ain't no concussion last ain't no concussion last no 5 weeks. They put him on injured reserve, which means you're gonna miss the next 4 games. So, then he missed this game. So that's gonna be a total of 5 weeks. Tua Tagovailoa, the quarterback from Miami. You acting like he Tua. And he got injured. Y'all come on, type this in. Let's have a little fun. He got injured at home. Type at home, please. He got injured at home. He didn't get hit on the field. It didn't happen at practice. It didn't happen while he was lifting weights. It didn't happen in a walkthrough. Somebody accidentally hit him in a walkthrough. It didn't happen in warm-ups where you can bump into somebody. It didn't happen when he was going one-on-one with a receiver and he jumped up in there and he hit his head on the ground. The concussion didn't happen there. His concussion happened at home. And from the coverage this week, I don't know if you guys know, but go back and check it out. They say Diggs was in the facility with a ski mask on. Had a ski mask on to hide his face and supposedly got a knot on his head. Something happened bad at home. Something up. Look, and I don't want to speculate because a lot of people say, and I kind of a little older and kind of know how that go. It's like somebody put something on top of his head now. Wasn't no fight or nothing like it. It might have been a little skirmish, it might, but to get that, he was at home. See? I don't know. And then you put him on IR. I almost want to say, they ain't gonna trade him because nobody ain't gonna take their contract. See, that ain't gonna happen. Nobody ain't gonna pay that money, and you ain't, you don't know how he is. Then they want to put on IR and say something was happening to, his previous injury, his knee and all that type of stuff. Hey, the Cowboys, they said that, and so now they've added with the concussion, saying that he's had previous injury, so they're obviously talking about the leg, but nobody knows. Nobody else. Nobody don't know. He wasn't limping off the field the last time we saw him. Then he got a concussion at the house. Then he wearing a ski mask on the premises at the Star because he don't want the reporters to see him and take pictures, and he don't want to talk to the reporters right now. He wearing a ski mask because something is on his head that's so visible that is gonna make you start questioning. Something happened at home, y'all. Something. I don't know if the brother fell and bumped his head. I don't know if somebody went upside his head, but there's something visible on his head. Something happened at home. At home, y'all ain't typing it in. It happened at home. A concussion, and now he out for five. I mean, it's gonna be a minimum 5 weeks. I don't think he's gonna play with the Cowboys no more. Mom said, why would they not make it public? Because it's embarrassing. That's why. Because if the real truth come out of why he supposedly got a concussion, now you're gonna let him in. You're gonna let him in your personal business, and that business nobody really don't want to know. I ain't gonna say nothing, but to Cowboys, she just look. If y'all look and see what she said, I done lived long enough to know what type of stuff that kind of go on at home. You understand? Especially when we start talking about domestic type stuff. I ain't saying that's what it is because I wasn't there. I don't know, but to the Cowboys saying something right there, I'm gonna let y'all figure the rest of it out. Okay. I mean, it's just kind of hard for me to believe that you do that much damage to yourself at home unless you fail or something fell from the sky and busted you in top of your head. A ceiling fan fell down all of a sudden and cracked you in top of your head. If that happened, I understand that. I understand that because it's unexpected, hit you in top of your head. You can do damage. I get that. If you're running down the steps and you miss a step, and you fall all type of ways, your head might hit the steps, it might hit the bottom, and it will cause you to maybe have a concussion. I get it. I get it. I'm trying to help the brother, but it sounds too ridiculous. I mean, you could have the people that clean his house. I'm quite sure somebody cleans his house, and somebody could have just mopped the floor, and maybe the floor is slippery, and you fall down there and you slip and bust your back of your head. You get a concussion. You do realize this concrete. You hit that. I'm trying to find a way for him, y'all. I really am. And, you can bust your head on that concrete on them nice tiles that he got there. The dude is a millionaire. I'm quite sure he have a very nice home. Could be marble floors there. I don't know. All I know is it happened at home. I'm just saying. He could have. Some could have failed. Okay, I don't know what his cabinets look like in the house, or something like that. But I'm just saying he could have dropped something and forgot where he was. And how you raise back up and you hit the back of your head like that. Maybe he hit the corner of the dresser or something. I don't know. All I know is it happened at home. That's all I know. I'm just saying. I'm trying y'all to help this dude out. I'm trying to justify the concussion, but I do know he on IR. They say. And it's a mystery. It really is a mystery. And he really didn't want to be here. See, if you want to go back in all seriousness, he crossed the line. It's just for those that haven't heard my take on it. He crossed the line, Jerry Jones' line, whether you agree with him or not. And at the time, I did agree with him. Because when you go to the doctor, most of us, there's a thing called a second opinion in which you have the right to go and do all that type of stuff. Well, the same thing could be applied to when it comes to rehab. The Jones family, its contract states that rehab or whatever, I don't know what it, for them to fine him over, I think it was $500,000 or $250,000, whatever, for not attending it because Diggs said he wanted to rehab with his people in Florida, which is what he did. So the Cowboys didn't have their hands on him. Therefore, they didn't know the day-to-day things. They didn't know where he was. I'm quite sure that there were reports probably transferred between the people in Florida to there. But the bottom line is, Brett, the trainer, Brett, whatever his name is, he didn't have his hands on him. And you know that ticked off Jerry Jones. That's why they fined him. Took his money from him. When he came, there's light. So, if you take even though I know what the contract say, but it's part of me believing because I'm one of your guys that you're not gonna find me. The hell you ain't. Jerry Jones hold grudges. We got a whole truck. Look, I need to say number one name, Jimmy Johnson. Man who's supposed to been in the Ring of Honor years and years ago. How in the world you gonna put Michael Irvin, Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith in the Ring of Honor and Jimmy Johnson out there? Kept that man out for almost 25 years because of a grudge. He let Amari Cooper go because of a grudge. He let Michael Parsons go and traded him because of, you got it, it got personal, a grudge. So not only did you find Diggs, okay, you find him, and then he's still on the team. Now add to that, you traded away his best friend. He's standing up there side by side with Michael Parsons. He need his money. They just took your money. And now you talking about Michael needed, then you trade him. You know Diggs was pissed off about that. Y'all know that. You know he didn't like that. You know he got an attitude about that. And Diggs go do something that he never done. Diggs get up there and start talking about, we need to change the system. Grits is what he called it. We want grits. Man-to-man defense. And it worked. That's what happened in the Jet game. That's what happened also in the Washington game. The grits worked. Man-to-man defense, put pressure on them. The defense look a whole lot better. But Diggs said it. Okay, watch this. What did Eberflus say when he said the grits? Eberflus comes right back in his following press conference. And the reporter asked him, well, what do you feel about going from man-to-man, from zone to more man-to-man defense? And what do you feel about that? Eberflus gives the coach's answer. He says, listen, it depends on the matchup. Yes, we do need to have different looks. And yes, we have man concepts in our defense and all of that. And he said, and we'll do that depending on the matchup. And then he said this, I don't like the grits. I don't like grits. Wait a minute now. Who you talking? That's a direct shot at Diggs because he said, I like grits. That's grits. When you go man to man, mix it up. That's good grits. And you come back and say, I don't like grits. Also, that tell you right there for you to send your player under the bus right then and there in a press conference where everybody know who you talking about. That tells me now, I may tell you something different, but it tells me that there's some friction and tension there between Diggs and Coach Eberflus. So how I know that Eberflus goes to Jerry Jones, because it was not Schottenheimer who hired Eberflus. Y'all know that, right? Jerry Jones hired Eberflus. When Schottenheimer got here and got the job, the defensive coordinator was already in the building. Y'all know that, right? So what does Eberflus perhaps goes to the man that hired him? It wasn't Schottenheimer. What you think he got to say about Diggs to Jerry Jones? He's bad for the locker room, perhaps? He's a cancer in the locker room, perhaps? How else are you going to explain a man being on IR with a concussion for the next 4 to 5 weeks? Like he's Tua. Is this concussion that bad? Really? Come on, y'all. This ain't hard to figure out. I don't think he's going to play another game in Dallas. And some of y'all going to say, well, he ain't wasn't playing worth a dime anyway. Well, I said that at the beginning of the year, like, didn't we rush him back He ain't the same. When you start talking about knees, and then he didn't just have ACL, he had ACL, but on this, he had microfracture surgery. That is the worst of all. For those that don't know, I've had an ACL. I came back in 10 months. A microfracture surgery minimum is a whole year. At least it's supposed to be. So yeah, even though you can run a little bit and you got confidence, that don't mean that you're 100%. We all could see Diggs wasn't right. But Diggs got an attitude. Michael gone, all that type. I'm saying, so pay attention, y'all. Listen, I'm done because I done talked too long. I'm frustrated. Pay attention to Jerry Jones this week because I don't know when I'm coming back to see y'all this week. I'm going to probably do something on the ride maybe Tuesday morning, maybe Tuesday morning on the ride or might be able to do a show, okay? Pay attention to Jerry because the topic this week is going to be defense again, okay? Let's kind of see how Schottenheimer dresses it up, protects Eberflus. Then let's see when Eberflus has his press conference later this week. Don't worry about the content creators. We all coming. All the content creators going to be saying, fire, we got to get rid of them. So we already know that. Pay attention to what the Cowboys say. Pay attention to Stephen Jones, what he says. And I can already predict it's going to be like, we just got to learn the system and all that. But at some point, you got to do something to change this stuff. We just can't keep doing the same thing. But just listen and try to dissect things. I'm anxious to get off. When I get off here, I'm quite sure Jerry's press conference after the game is somewhere, probably on YouTube by now. I want to hear. Because, see, I already know the reporters, went at them a little bit today. I already know. Because I know if I've been reporting, I've been going at it like, my question is, what else do you need to see in order to make some type of change, whether that's personnel or whether that's coaching? What else? I mean, the Cowboys are the last ranked defense in the league. It's been that way. I mean, can't stop the run, can't stop the pass, and it's slowly but surely starting to look worse. What do you need to see? Are you interested in the the deadline for defensive help? I would ask the question, sir. Your history shows that you like a lot of depth. We've heard you say that. Why would you pay money for one guy when you can get three guys? So that let us know that you like depth rather than impact. Do you think you need to have an impactful player on defense? I think that's a fair question. Shoot, how much depth do you need? We got the depth. Depth is second string, and depth is third string, and depth is signing people to the practice squad. We done that. We done that for years. Okay, it's time to change it up. Do you feel like that you need to go for an impactful player? Jerry Smallmouth say, well, how do you define impactful player? A player that an offensive coordinator got to spend a few more hours on. So ain't nobody putting no more hours on Mozzie Smith. And they ain't studying Mozzie Smith. Ain't nobody worried about Sam Williams. Those are depth pieces. And really ain't nobody worried about Dante Fowler right now. See what I'm saying? Those are depth pieces. You see what I'm saying? When are you thinking impact player, someone that can come in and make a real difference? That's a good question. I think it is. I wish I could fly to the start of the night and be there, in the morning or whenever Jerry has. I wish I was on 105.3 The Fan. I wish I could ask the question. And then I can hear Jerry. In my mind, to be trite, you know, we're open for business. We're going over every scenario we can and see what's best for the Cowboys, and we'll make the decision. Everything has to fit. It's a real good question, but everything has to fit. You know, contract wise, in my mind, contract, and to be trite, it has to fit there. Yeah, man, stop stuttering and answer my question, man. Let me get out this thing before I get in trouble. Let me get off here before I get in trouble. Y'all ain't no big time funny and crazy. I got comedian in me. I'm a preacher, but I'm a comedian too. I'm just saying. Man, stop all that. Look, stop all that stuttering, man. You know how to talk. You know how to talk with all that stuttering. Stop all that. Hey, shut up with all that. Answer my question. Ooh, boy. Okay. Y'all have a good night. Hey, I appreciate all y'all. Yeah, Jason, I'm just saying, you know that's what he'll do. See, somebody really need to press him because see, you keep trying to sell us. You know what I'm saying? You keep trying to sell us with hope and all that, man. We ain't blind. We looking at this TV. We know good football when we see it. Why y'all act like y'all don't see it? I mean, I'm serious. I mean, just go on, get ready for next year. I mean, just don't stop. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I pay money for all this stuff. This platform y'all see, right now, it ain't no comments coming from Twitter. Let me see if somebody looking at me from Twitter. If y'all looking at me on Twitter and y'all ain't saying nothing, something wrong with this picture. Y'all, let me make sure. Let me get off on here. Let me see if somebody here on Twitter. I don't do well on Twitter so much. Man, I got 15 people on Twitter right now. Y'all so low down. Ain't nobody said nothing from Twitter. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see if it'll show up. Let me see if it'll show up. I'm on Twitter with y'all right now. Let me see if this will show up on here. Man, y'all, some of y'all, I got 15 people on Twitter. If this comment show up here, I'm gonna be mad at y'all Twitter. Y'all sitting here watching me ain't saying nothing, and I be dang. Look at this. I don't know what y'all call people on Twitter. Twitterites. I don't know what y'all call it. I'm looking at y'all. I'm in the chat with y'all. And I'm the only one. Y'all sitting here looking at me ain't saying a word. And that a comment is. I just joined in. Ain't that something? Twitter, y'all being low down, man. Y'all being low down. Y'all being low down to the big time show. Y'all being low down to the big time show. That ain't right. That ain't right, y'all. Y'all not right. Y'all not right. I just put it on there so I know it worked. I need somebody just to say hey back to me on Twitter. If you watch it, just type in hi. Just let me know. I would like to know who y'all people are because I have somewhat of a following on Twitter. And I go live there. I'm live there now. And y'all ain't saying nothing. Hey, Drew, I see you. No, we're not. I agree with you. We're not a good team. We're not. We'll score 30 on you, but we'll give up 31. We will score 30. And that gets you to be an average football team. All right? Let me get on out of here, man. Appreciate all of you guys. Twitter, even though y'all ain't speaking to me. I appreciate all of you guys because you don't have to show up on there. So I thank you guys for watching me now. I appreciate you so much. Those of you on YouTube, if you have not, I might do Jason, I might do a short tomorrow about that. You know what I might do? I got energy right now. I might do about a 15-minute show, not live. I might record one here and put it so y'all can see it in the morning. I might do that tonight. I might. Then again, I might not. But anyway, if you're on YouTube, if you have not subscribed to my show and you're watching me, let me have the honor of your subscription. I would appreciate that. The Big Time Show on YouTube. I appreciate you. I hope you would give me the chance to, I don't want to say entertain, but hopefully I'll become one of your favorite cowboy content creators and you'll hang with me and join the Big Time Show family. If you're on Facebook and you're watching me and you have not subscribed to the Big Time Show, you can hit that like button and like the show and then hit those notifications at any time that I come on live. You can it'll come to your phone, obviously, and you won't miss me. Same thing with YouTube. You go to YouTube, hit that bell, and have the notification on that when I go live, you won't miss me. The notification come to your phone, and there we are. All right. If you're on, what else am I on right now? I already talked to Twitter. Okay, so we already got that. All right. I appreciate you guys. I will see you at some point this week. Probably Tuesday. It may be the ride to Tuesday morning very early as I go into work, or it may be Tuesday evening. Just depends on exactly what I'm doing. Okay. Until the end, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate y'all. This has been the one and the only, the Big Time Show.